I've been investing for closer to 15 years. I have six-figure accounts in ETF investing, stocks, crypto, real estate. I've founded and run 8 businesses so far and sold 2 of them. I also failed 2 of them, which taught me a bunch and made me much more successful because of it, but we'll touch more on that in a little bit. I'm a business professor. I sit on multiple boards of national and multinational corporations. I love helping people and talking finance, but I also equally love a simple, very chill day at the beach with my girlfriend and 3-legged best friend Basher. This video is all about the lessons and truths that I've learned along the way, but please write down in the comment section below something that's a life motto for you or something that you've learned so we can get a cool little library going in the comment section. So jumping right into it, number 1 is all about keeping it simple. When someone knows something extremely well, they can explain it very simply, and in doing so, they're making it very understandable for all. I named this channel Investing Simplified with the idea that that was my goal. I just want to make it simple for you to be able to invest and then be able to go do the things that you actually want to do in this life. Number 2, eventually, money works harder for you than you can. If you make $60,000 a year at your job and you get a 10% raise after working tireless hours and really putting in some extra effort, a 10% raise is great, but that's a total of $6,000. If you had $100,000 in the S&P 500, and it has an average year of 10% returns, that's a profit of $10,000 right there, and you didn't have to lift a finger or give up any of your God-given hours on this earth to receive it. Number 3, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I told you I've failed 2 businesses. I've also failed in sports and in finances. Each time I learned exactly what I did wrong, put in the work to fix it, and made sure that that weakness was a strength moving forward. Especially in businesses, the 2 businesses that I failed actually led to much bigger successes down the road in the new businesses that I built up. It's not a fail if you learn from it. Number 4, time in the market beats timing the market. This just means that you're better off getting your money invested, especially in a solid index fund or ETF with low fees, and letting it work rather than sitting around hoping that you find the right time and the right dip to get that money in. Looking at this graphic, it shows what $10,000 invested in the stock market S&P 500 over 20 years looks like. If it was invested and never touched, it would be at $64,844. By missing just the 10 best days in the market over 20 years, the return was cut in half to only $29,708. So over 20 years, that's 7,300 days. If you just miss 10 of the best days out of that 7,300, your investment will be cut in half. No one knows which ones are going to be best, and the probability that you pick it, that 10 out of 7,300, is very, very small. So I'd rather just stick with the tried and true, keep it invested, and keep it working for you. Number 5 is more of a life truth, but this one is just all about being kind. It's so unfortunate these days that it's actually weird when somebody's kind to you out of the goodness of their heart. Because usually people are just in it for themselves, they're in it to just get through and get fast and get done. And if you could just be that person that takes an extra second to look out for and help somebody in need, that's just gonna go such a long way. One thing that blew me away about my girlfriend, and something that I respect hugely about her, is that when we go to eat somewhere, she always asks the waiter or waitress what their name is. She just makes it a point to treat this person like a person because they are a person. Yes, they're at work, and yes, we're coming in and they're waiting on us, but we can still treat them nicely, treat them kind, and treat them like a person. And along these same lines, number 6, just all about saying thank you. Again, this goes along with just being kind and really just thinking of others. But if somebody does something for you, no matter how big or small, just saying a nice little thank you is so important. One thing that I learned very early from my dad is that he just writes a thank you note to pretty much anybody for anything they do. This simple thank you goes a long way, and in this world, it's all about relationships, it's about networking, it's about who you know, especially if you want to build up your business or brand in any way. And people really like to do business with other people, especially with people that they like. It's really hard to not like somebody who's kind and who says thank you. Number 7, control what you can control. This is another one I love about my beautiful girlfriend, but she lives by this motto and I couldn't agree more. There are things that you can control and there are things that you can't control. If you can't control something, you can control how you respond to it. And if you can control something, be intentional and take accountability. and go crush it. Number 8, and I forgot who said this, so if you know, let me know in the comment section, but in all my years of martial arts training and sports training, this is one that I held very closely. Sweat shed in time of peace saves blood shed in time of war. This is obvious for training for battle or even MMA, but even more so for finance and for personal finance and money. It's basically saying to sacrifice now so that you're prepared and safe for later. Save a little more money today, invest for a rainy day. Number 9, it's not I can't afford that or can I even afford that? It's how will I afford that? Same idea of how can I have more money to save or to invest with. You can either cut some expense out and free up some money that way, or find some way to bring in a couple extra bucks each week. We live in a time of endless opportunity, so you just have to put in the work. You could level up your skills and get a higher paying job. You could have a little side hustle where you build something on the side and sell it. Or you could drive Uber or Lyft or Uber Eats or any of those types. Long term, you could even start a YouTube channel or something with Instagram. There's definitely opportunities out there. Number 10 is work smarter, not harder. Yes, I definitely believe in this one. Sometimes you could just work yourself to the bone when you could have just thought about it for a little bit longer and didn't have to work as hard. But in my experience, you still need to work hard. So in this one is a little bonus, and it's one of my life mottos, and this is to do the hard thing. Choosing to do the hard thing every time makes it so that if something hard does come up and it wasn't expected and now you have to go through that, it's gonna just seem like a normal day to you. It's actually what this book's all about, The Obstacle is the Way, and it's basically saying instead of trying to get around that obstacle, go through it, because the things you're gonna learn because of it, or the skills you're gonna gain because you got through it, it's gonna make you much, much stronger. I choose to add weight on my next set, even if that last set was super tough. I choose to talk through hard situations if it's a relationship that I care about. I choose to cook my own food rather than go out and buy lunch. I choose to save and invest, even though buying a nicer car might be really fun. Number 11, make a plan with a solid, achievable goal in mind. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." I've found it helpful to have long-term, medium, and short-term type goals. I like to figure out what I need to accomplish in 6 months or even a month's time, and then take daily action and have a daily list of goals that I need to complete in order to get to that bigger goal. Vision's also about having the correct goal and making sure that you're on track to hitting that goal. Something I started a while back that's been helping a bunch of people in this area is my private financial coaching, where I meet with you for 1 hour and we discuss things like your money goals, investing options, personal finance, and more. If you'd like to set up a 1-hour Zoom financial coaching session, please email me at ProfessorG.invest@gmail.com. I've done hundreds of these at this point, and people are very, very excited to make sure that they're on track and have a clear vision for that goal that they're trying to hit. Number 12, time is a thief. You don't have as much time as you think. And no, you won't just be able to invest later. What I've seen, especially in that financial coaching, especially working with people 50 years old and over, is that they thought they had a bunch more time to start investing. It's tough to really get going later on. Not impossible, and we definitely can get you through it, but if you haven't started investing yet, or you're not investing at the amount that you know that you should, this is the time to get started. So let's figure out how we can get more money invested and invested in the right place. Number 13, and this one is huge. While being diligent and smart with your money is very important, investing is very important for your future, money isn't everything. There's a lot more important things in this world rather than money. I challenge you today, after this video is done, to take an honest assessment of what matters in your life. If you haven't in a while, get out a piece of paper and write everything down. Then put numbers by where they rank, and then list them out in order so that you can see it visually. This is gonna help you with your priorities. It's gonna help keep your priorities straight. And I'm willing to bet that getting incredibly rich and just having a surplus of money is not gonna be number one on your list. Keep your priorities straight. Number 14, and this is another one of those life truths that I've learned and that I've seen, especially being a professor and just having more of a professional outlook. Look people in the eyes when you talk to them. I don't know if it's because our culture is so ingrained in looking at your phone when you're talking or when you're doing anything, but I find it incredibly refreshing when I'm talking with somebody and I feel like I actually have their full attention because they're looking at me and they're responding. Just like a couple from before, it's all about being kind, having some respect, and treating others the way that you would like to be treated. Number 15 kind of goes along that same route, and this is to genuinely care about other people. One big way that you can do this is to ask people questions rather than just answer theirs. Take an interest in what they're up to or what their day's like. This small thing has helped me meet so many great people, and relationship building is a huge deal in this world. Number 16, and I'm serious, eat a lot of vegetables. Just overall health and diet, but a big one for people is missing these essential foods. It's crazy how much better you feel, act, and get stuff done when you feel better, when you feel healthier. And vegetables are a big part of that. Putting more vegetables on your plate keeps you from eating more of the bad stuff, and the fiber helps keep you regulated and your body moving strong. 17, drink water. This one helps you not drink bad things, and our body needs water to function at its best. Drink more water and watch your thinking improve, your energy improve, and regulate weight fluctuations way better. I see way too many people drinking 5 cups of coffee or an energy drink at 4 p.m. just to keep them awake. Drink more water, I promise your body's gonna feel better. Number 18, and I know this is gonna be 3 in a row about health and fitness, but it's huge, and the correlation between that and successful business people and people with their finances is crazy strong. Number 18 is simply to work out. This doesn't need to be anything crazy, but get moving. You only get one body, so treat it right. I know on the days that I split up my work with a run or a workout or something, that second half of work is much easier and I get much more done. Number 19, and we're gonna bring it back to the finance world, spend less than you make. Why is this even on here? Why do I literally have to put this on a list like this? Don't we already know this? No, nobody does this. We're literally in the highest credit card debt as a country than we've ever had in the history of having credit cards. This means that people are spending more than they're bringing in, and they don't know how to pay off that debt. Get in the habit of spending less than you make, and magically, you're gonna have money to save and invest with. And then number 20, now that you do have some money to invest with, only invest in things that you absolutely understand. Do not invest in something just because some awesome YouTuber tells you that this is a great stock or this is a great ETF. I would look at everything very speculatively. If you find a couple YouTubers or bloggers or people that you trust, great. Take their information and now go do some further research. You should use what I talk about as a starting point, definitely not somewhere where you just hear me say something and then you go and buy it. Number 21, invest consistently. Once you have done your research and you do have money coming in and you are spending less than you're making, now it's just time to keep throwing gasoline on the fire and investing consistently. 22, don't listen to the masses. This is big for anything, but especially in investing. Doom and gloom sells a lot and makes a lot of people very rich. The news is always going to be looking for more views, and YouTubers are going to be looking for more clicks. This is why you need to do those steps from before, and you need to understand exactly what you're investing in. So make sure you do the research so that you have a good idea and so that you can stick to your gut, not panic sell when everybody else is. Number 23, invest in the right things. For 95% of people, Warren Buffett recommends investing in a solid index fund or ETF like the S&P 500, and I second that recommendation. As far as exactly what ETFs to invest in, I built out this 3-fund portfolio that's super simple and it's crushing it. So watch that video there or watch this one to keep you going strong in your journey to financial freedom.